On this test review sheet for lessons 3.7 through 4.4, and then we got some review going back to chapters 1 and 2. I had some requests for 3 of the problems, so I want to work through these now. As you can see, this is number 21. Given this function p of x that equals 3x squared minus x, we're supposed to evaluate this function for 2 different inputs. So let's start with inputting. This just says what is p of negative 2, which means if you input negative 2 in this function, place negative 2 in for x, the 2 x's, what is the output? Okay, so here I am, I've replaced the 2 x's with negative 2, and now I'm going to evaluate this expression. So negative 2 squared is 4. Three times 4, of course, is 12, and subtracting negative 2 is really adding 2. So my answer for p of negative 2 is going to be 14. So that's answer part 1. And now let's do p of x plus h. Same idea. We're treating x plus h as the input. So inputting x plus h into this function, it's going to look like this. 3 times x plus h squared minus x plus h. And remember, according to our order of operations, we do exponents first before we multiply. So I'm going to square this binomial x plus h. If you feel the most comfortable doing it this way, that's okay. X plus h squared really says to multiply x plus h times itself, and you could use FOIL and get the result. I'm going to use that little 3-step mental math process that we've talked about in class. You square the first term. Now multiply these together and then take that result times 2. So that's just simply 2xh, and then square the last term. And that's what you will get if you use FOIL. Alright, and I'm just going to bring this down. And now we'll do the distributive property. I'm going to distribute 3 to this first group. 3x squared plus 6xh plus 3h squared. And I'm going to distribute negative 1 to this second group, minus x minus h. And then I'm just going to see if there are any like terms that I can combine, and it doesn't look like there are any like terms, so that ends up being my final answer for p of x plus h. And that's the complete answer for number 21. Also had a request for this 3-variable system word problem. You're going to need to be good at reading these and picking out 3 different equations that are contained in this little paragraph. It all starts, however, with identifying variables that will answer the ultimate question. The question that we're supposed to answer is how many people finished in each place, and the problem is talking about first place, second place, third place. So we need a variable. I'll say, for example, I'll let x represent the number of people who finished in first place. I'll let y be the number of people finished in second place. And z third place. Okay, so I've got a variable that will get me to the final answer to whatever it is this problem is asking me to do. Now I'm going to read through and try to find 3 equations based on the information provided. This first sentence tells me that a total of 24 people placed. Well, that means a total of 24 people either finished in first, second, or third. So if I take my variables that represent each of those places, first, second, and third, if I add all of those up, I should equal 24. So there's one of the three equations. Okay, another thing I'm told is this idea of points. A total of 53 points was earned for all of the places, people that finished in first, second, or third. And if you finish in first place, you get 3 points. Okay, so 3 points times all of my people that finished in first. And then second place earned 2 points, so 2 points, 2 times all of the people that finished in second place. And then the third place finishers earned 1 point, so 1 times all of those people that finished in third should total up to 53 points according to this problem. So there's 2 of the equations needed. The third equation is going to come from this little sentence right here. There were as many first place finishers, that's what X stands for, as second and third combined. So the first place finisher should be the same as second and third added together. And so there's the system. It says to write a system of 3 equations. There it is. And since this last equation shows X already solved for, it makes sense to use substitution. So if X equals Y plus Z, then we're going to replace the X variable in the other 2 equations with Y plus Z. And so that's going to look like this. Replacing X in the top equation, I'm going to have Y plus Z, and then the rest of the equation as it's given, plus Y plus Z is equal to 24. And let's go ahead and combine like terms to simplify this. 2Y plus 2Z is equal to 24. Okay, that takes care of subbing into the first equation. Now let's do the second equation. 3 times Y plus Z, subbing. Then the rest of the equation, just as it is given, plus 2Y plus Z is equal to 53. Distributive property, 3Y plus 3Z plus 2Y plus Z is equal to 53. Now combine like terms, 5Y plus 4Z equals 53. Alright, so now I'm left with 2 equations that have 2 variables, and they have the same variables, Y and Z. So I'm going to put these 2 equations together, one over the other, and I'm going to solve these. I'm going to solve this little system of 2 equations using elimination. So I need to go to a new screen, and I'm going to write 2y plus 2z is 24. And below that, the other equation, 5y plus 4z equals 53. Looking at these 2 variables, it looks like eliminating z would be the easiest. I would just need to multiply by the top equation, and you could do 2 or negative 2. I'm just going to do 2 and then subtract. So multiplying by 2 across the top, I'm going to get 4y plus 4z is 48, and I'm not doing anything to the bottom equation. And subtraction of these 2 equations will eliminate z. 4 minus 5 is negative 1y. 48 minus 53 is negative 5. So positive y is equal to positive 5. So I got one of my 3 solutions. I know that there were 5 people that finished in second place. Okay, I can get another variable, just kind of backtracking through my work. If I go back to this red equation, either of these red equations, and replace y with 5, for example, if I go to the top equation and replace y with 5, I can find z, which is the number of third place finishers. 2z, this is going to be 10. Subtracting 10, I get 14. So Z is 7. So I know that there were 7 people that finished in 3rd place. So there's only one variable left, and I can use this last equation that we came up with. It's already solved for x. If I just add y and z together, I will have the answer for x, the number of first place people. 5 plus 7 is 12. And so that's the final answer for this word problem, this 3-variable system word problem number 24. Okay, I had one other request for number 26. And just to give you a heads up, you're going to see these word problems involving quadratic functions not only in this class, but you'll probably see them again down the road. And if you can remember this little formula, it really unlocks so much. You can get so much information just by starting off with this formula. For example, by using the opposite of b over 2a, I can find out what p is. And that's the answer for part A of this problem. P stands for price. We're told that in the problem itself. So if I do the opposite of b over 2a, that's what I need to do to answer part A, then again, I'll just label A is negative 15, B is 300. It's the opposite of 300 over 2 times negative 15. And if you need your calculator, that's fine, but you're going to get 10 as the result. And since we're talking about a price in dollars, we get an answer of $10. We need to charge $10 for whatever product it is that we're selling. They need to sell at $10 each if we're going to make the most money. That's what revenue is. To make the most money we can possibly make from selling our product, we need to sell them for $10 a piece. Well, what is that amount of money that we're going to make? Or in other words, what is the revenue that will be made if we sell them for $10 a piece? So now for part B, all we have to do is replace P in this revenue function with 10. So we're actually going to grab our calculator and substitute 10 in for both of the P's. And see what you get for R, revenue. Alright, so I'll give you just a second, grab your calculator. And you should have gotten revenue, and again it's dollars, so we'll put a dollar sign, of $13,500. When we sell our product for $10 each, we can maximize the amount of money that we're going to make, and that amount that we will make is $13,500. So that's the complete answer for number 26. And I hope this helps. I hope you work hard on this review. Come ready to do well on your test, and I'll see you then.